So then one of the best things about collecting, I think we can all agree, is the hunt for those rare things. So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. The camera's just gone a bit blurry. There we go, that's a good start. So yes, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about some rare solo Beatle records. So these are the ones that I've got and I consider rare. Like these are the ones with big prices on, and I'm not making this video to show off by any means, because there's a lot of stuff I'm still missing, like Standing Stone, Two Virgins, Life with the Lions, like originals. I'm making this video because these are really interesting items, and these are ones which not everyone gets to see because they are hard to get. So this video is for me to show you them, just to talk about them, because it's fun to talk about these rare items because they don't come up in conversation as much. So we're just going to go over them. I thought I'd do solo Beatles, and if this video is well received, maybe I'll do it for every other artist in my collection. I won't do individuals, like here's my rare Eric Clapton records. I'll probably just do rare records in my collection. There'll just be this video and then another one. But I thought I'd do solo Beatles because I just find that solo Beatles stuff so interesting. Just like the Beatles. The thing is with the Beatles, people, I don't really know what I can add when talking about the Beatles. Whereas solo Beatles, they don't get talked about as much, and I love talking about their solo careers. So I thought I'd do them. Just made sense in my head. But yeah, as I say, these are items which I would say are rare. I'm not doing like reissues, so like I do have, for example, the reissue of Two Virgins, but I wouldn't call that rare because it's a reissue. You can get it for about £15 on Amazon now. So these are all records which have a bit of a price tag on them. And again, you know, I don't want people to think I'm doing it to show off, because I'm not. It's just a fun topic, and I thought it'd be cool to talk about it because why not? It's an idea for a video, and I thought, yeah, let's just do it. So we're going to start off with John Lennon, and I only have one item of his which I think holds a big price, and I wouldn't even say it's a massive price because this isn't in great condition. I just wanted a Lennon item to show because I didn't want to leave Lennon out. So I'm going to hold this up. It's not in the best of condition, so this one probably isn't worth too much. But if you get a good condition one, you're sitting on a bit of a gold mine. And as the wedding album, I mean, you can see already that the cover is not in good condition at all. It's like got watermarks on it. I'm really tempted to get the reissue, actually, just to have a nice copy of this album. I played it, actually, funny enough, the other day, and I am going to make a video on this Two Virgins, Life of the Lions, and George Harrison's experimental album as well. Just wanted to do one on all of the weird, wacky Beatle albums, like that. Just a discussion video. But yeah, the music on it, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I was tempted to get the reissue because this is missing a couple bits as well. However, if you get a good copy of this one, you do have a lot of money there. It's a beautiful box, it really is. I love the cover. Say what you want about the album, say what you want about Yoko, but I love this cover. It's a beautiful package, really. And the idea of this album is for John and Yoko to be able to take you, or just to make you feel a part of their wedding celebration at the time. And as I say, you know, it's not about the music, this one, for me. This is about the package. I love all the bits you get in here. So you get a slice of the wedding cake, which is nice in this nice bag. Bagism, which I find interesting. It always reminds me of The Hobbit. That word, bagism. And you get like is this the poster? This is the poster. So you get a nice poster for the album. And then you get a book, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, the record. Now, there are a couple more bits you should be getting with it. Mine just doesn't have it. So, it's a bit of a shame that mine ain't in great condition. But I personally didn't want to pay loads for a copy of this album because I'm not a fan of the music. Which is why I'm tempted to get the reissue, because that's a price I can handle, the reissue price, and get all of the bits I'm missing. But I thought I'd show this one anyway, because as I say, I didn't want to leave Lennon out. And, you know, it's a really nice box. It really is. There's some, you know, there's more rare Lennon albums out there, that's for sure, to get. Like, I'd love to have the Lennon Legend compilation on vinyl. That's hard to get. But anyway. Next up, let's do Ringo. Let's do Ringo next. So I got 2 records from Ringo to show, which are quite hard to get hold of. And by the way, I'm not doing no bootlegs as well. I know people are probably going to say, well, you could have held up to the Lennon bootlegs. I'm not a bootleg fan. I like official releases. So yeah, I don't buy bootlegs anyway. Saying that, I do have a couple, but anyway, that's the topic for another day. Ringo Starr, we've got Old Wave. This is quite a tricky album to get because it was only released in certain countries. It's not a very accessible album. To hear these songs, you have to kind of pay money for them. I don't even think this album's on Spotify, which is a real surprise. But yeah, it's an interesting album. It's got a really interesting history because it's just good luck finding it. You do have to pay money if you want to hear this album. And I generally think it's a shame because I really actually do like this album. It's a good album. One of Ringo's better ones. I really do enjoy the work Ringo done in the 80s. He had a good run in the 80s, I think. And then also Ringo did put out a live album, which everyone seems to forget. This is a really cool limited edition pressing of it. This is Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band live. And I think that's just what it's called. Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band. So most people will be used to this cover, but of course it's darker, the official one. Not official, but the regular copy of it that you see. And take it out. I think this is the first time I've looked at it since I bought it and played it, to be honest. Because it's not, I don't think that it's a great live album. It's okay. I like the Obi strip that they've put on here. You can see it's numbered as well, which is cool. You can see Billy Preston up the top there. Love Billy Preston. And it's also a nice clear vinyl, which is really nice. Slide that one back in. So again, this album, I think you can get the regular one for probably about £30 probably, which isn't super cheap, but you know, that's what you got to do. To get this copy, you're looking at a bit more because it's the clear vinyl, it's the limited edition, but nevertheless, it's a nice enough album. Mr. Harrison, I have 3 items. So the first one up is pretty cool. I actually snagged this really cheap, which is the only reason I've got it, because I bought the George Harrison box set, the vinyl box set, so I have all of his albums in there. I have every bit of Harrison music available other than the singles. But I do have an original copy of Live in Japan, and you see it's got the original sticker on. And you can analyse the back just to double check that it is not the reissue. Yeah, why do I have this? Because I actually bought this after I bought the box set. Someone just uploaded this for £20, which I think is amazing. Because this album, it is very much like good luck getting it under £50 probably, even today. So the records are both in these nice white sleeves. And I've got the original inners in here as well. It's not a gatefold, but you can tell it's original. It's got a bit of a bent corner, and there's a few little marks on it here and there. But overall, it's in nice condition. And this is a good live album. I really enjoy this from time to time. But this is very hard to get hold of, an original. And yeah, but you know, we could get a reissue now. But the George Harrison reissues are way overpriced. Either individually, and it's either you buy them individually or buy the box set. So I personally think the box set's worth it because the quality of those vinyls is incredible and they sound absolutely fantastic. It's a lot of money, but it's still cheaper to get a box and get them individually because they want like £80 for all things must pass just by itself, which I think is ridiculous. But anyway, next Harrison item up I want to talk about is this. This is Wonderwall music. No, kids, not Oasis. So yeah, this is an original mono. They're granted that sorry, this is an original stereo. The mono is rarer. But just to get an original copy of this alone is hard enough. But I'd so recommend doing it if you like Harrison, because this is a really good album. That's the thing. Harrison has these 2 albums which are marked as experimental albums, this and Electronic Sound. This one here is actual music. The other one is just him mucking about the guitar. This is great Indian music, and I love the look of this. It's a proper 60s record. You can see the laminate cover on it, which I love. It's a really solid album, actually, and very nice because you've got a brilliant Apple logo. Love it. So yeah, this is great. I really like the song on here, the 8th song, Skiing. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. These are all, it's an Indian word, I believe. But that's a really good song. There's some just very, very delightful things to listen to on this album, I think. And I know some people won't probably give it a try because it's all Indian music, but I would recommend doing so because it might grow on you. It grew on me over time, that's for sure. I didn't like this too much at first, but I've come to really appreciate this album. And whether you get the reissue or an original, it's worth checking out. But that's an original, and it's pretty cool to own that. I'd like to get an original of Electronic Sounds one day as well to go with it. One more Harrison item up, and then we're on to the big one, McCartney, because I've got a pile of his stuff. This is the All Things Must Pass reissue. I believe it was for the 30th anniversary. I think it was the 30th, 81, 91, 2001, 30th. Yeah. This was released in 2001 when vinyl was very dead. This is very hard to get hold of. But it's beautiful. I bought this just before the box set actually got announced, because I thought, I want a really nice sounding copy of All Things Must Pass, because this is my favourite solo Beatle record. So I bought this, really happy with it. Like 2 days later, they announced that they're going to do the box set. And the same thing happened with the Wedding album. I bought that because I thought they're never going to reissue it. And literally like a week later, they announced the reissue. I was like, I'm just cursed. But anyway, it's a really nice box. They actually put a lot of effort into this. It's beautiful. I love the artwork in here. You know, I love the fact that they're sending a very important message here about pollution and whatnot, but at the same time they're taking it as a joke, in George's kind of cheeky humour, which I really like. And you can see through these records, which and I love this box because it sends a fantastic message as well about what we're doing to the world. You can see just progressively getting worse. But it's great. You get some bonus songs on each of these as well, which I don't believe you can get anywhere else on vinyl. I don't think. Pretty sure you can't. Like, you get the 2000 version of My Sweet Lord, I'm pretty sure is on here. It's on here somewhere. Yep, it is on here. It's side 4. You can see it. So I don't know where else you can get that on vinyl. You might not be able to. But I love the 2000 version. It's not as good as the original, obviously, but it's a very, very nice redo. I like it. So there's some cool stuff to it. It's hard to get this box, and I don't know whether it's worth it now because the reissue is out there. But the regular reissue of this album is £80 alone. You're probably looking at about 100. I would probably say put the extra money in and get this one. It's not going to sound quite as good, but it still sounds fantastic, and you get a couple bonus tracks on it, which is brilliant. And you're going to want those bonus tracks because they're really good. Yeah, My Sweet Lord 2000 is great. And I do a rundown version of Let It Down, which is beautiful as well. Okay, we're going to move on to McCartney now because I've got a big part. I'm going to go quick on McCartney because there's so many here to talk about. We're not going to look at all of them individually, like take them out like we've just done for these other ones. First up, not really in much particular. Well, they're all kind of in release order after these first two. So the first one up is Thrillington. Oh, I apologise. Sorry, hay fever's kicking in. This is McCartney's second attempt at conducting. I don't know if he actually conducted the orchestra here. He might have just been a producer. But yeah, after The Family Way, which was released in 68 or 69 on Decca. But yeah, I really enjoy this because I love Ram. So it's great to hear this album like this. Yeah, it's cool. That's an original now. because it has also been reissued. Next up is the Egypt Station album. How is this a rare one? This is the limited edition colour one, which you could buy on Sir Paul's website. Take out now. And show you one of the records. They are putting out another version of this album, actually. I forget what they're calling it. Explorer's Edition. Not the one in the suitcase. It's this cover, but red. You get an extra record with some bonus stuff on. For those of you who are interested, I'll say now, I have pre-ordered it. So I will be doing an unboxing for those of you who are interested in seeing it, because I wanted to get those extra songs. I generally still haven't heard the bonus tracks. Like when it came out, you got a version of this album with a green band around it where you got 2 additional tracks. I still haven't heard them, so I'm just gonna wait now to get that vinyl, so I can hear them for the first time on vinyl, which would be cool. And yes, I know the album's got that track "Get Enough" on as well, which is awful. So I'm going to own that on vinyl. Fantastic. But yeah, so the coloured version of this is quite rare now. It's just shot up in price, which is fantastic for me. So next up we got Unplugged, the official bootleg. I love the Unplugged concerts. I'm personally not really a fan of Paul's version. I feel he kind of missed the ball a bit on this one. But this is not easy to get as well, especially since they're numbered as well. I've got number 579, which is quite a cool number, I suppose, for this album. But yeah, this is not an easy one to come by as well. But if you can pick it up, I definitely do so, because I love the cover. We've got an actual studio album here from Paul. This is Off the Ground, which I love. I think this is a massively underrated album. I love the cover's amazing. There's so many good songs on this album. I love Off the Ground, Look of Changes, Hope of Deliverance. I love I Owe It All to You. That's an amazing song. I like Bike Like an Icon. I think that's a good song. Get Out My Way is good. And Come On People is probably the best song on here. But this is a really good album. At least pick up the CD, I'd say. But if you're trying to get complete on solo Beatles stuff, don't miss it. It's a great album. Here we got Pulleys Live, which apparently is getting a reissue this year. But nevertheless, this is still very hard to get. This was actually a gift from my very good friend James Larben. So this one always has a special place in my heart. But this is a great live album. This is probably Paul's best since Wings Over America at its current when it got released. I preferred it a lot over Trip and the Live Fantastic. This is double LP, and look at all the songs you get. It's just got so many on there. It's so worth getting. But that's very cool. We got one of the Fireman albums here. This is Strawberry Ocean Ships Forest. Now, a lot of people don't know about the Fireman albums. I made an entire video on them, and I kind of like all 3 albums, and I thought they'd get that video will get a lot of views, because it's very rare that you see someone have all 3. But it didn't get loads of views, I think, because people were just not aware of these. So when this was released, Paul's name is nowhere on here. Paul didn't promote it, nothing. It was a complete mystery release. It's a double vinyl on clear vinyl. It's beautiful. You can get a white covered version of this album as well. You can see the original price there, just $19.99. God, I wish I paid that for it. But it's a good listen, actually. I quite enjoy this. It's pretty well. I mean, it's an average album, really. But these are very hard to come by because no one knew that they were Paul. No one bought them. So they're strange albums, but worth checking out. Then we got Flaming Pie, which is probably it's in my top 3 Paul albums. I just adore this album. Every song on here is just really, really solid. And I'm shocked that he hasn't reissued this year. I'm certain he'll be giving this one a colour vinyl treatment like he did for Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. Because it just makes so much sense. And I hope he does it for the fans who don't have this on vinyl yet. Because this is a great album. It's a shame that it's so rare on vinyl, because I know a lot of people who'd like to have it. And I generally want more people to have it because it's such a good album. But the next item up is another Fireman album. We have Rushes. Now this is sealed, and this is probably the rarest McCartney or solo Beatle record you're going to see here today. Number one, it's the same deal as Strawberry Ocean Ship's Forest. No one knew it was Paul. All of that stuff. So no one bought it. But then you've got the feature. That one was released in 91. This one was released in 98, I believe. Or 90. Yeah, 98. So vinyl was even more dead at this point. So this is just incredibly hard to get hold of. Incredibly hard. Mine is sealed, but I've got a CD copy in the back, which I made. I'm going to nick the songs off YouTube. Made myself a CD copy. Because even the CD goes for like nearly £100. It's ridiculous. So I can hear it. But it's actually a really nice listen, this one as well. I really like the song Apple Tree Cinnabar Amber. That's a really good song, actually. Really good instrumental. But yeah, it's an interesting album, but good luck to anyone who wants to get it. That one is very tricky. Okay, next up is Run Devil Run, which is not one of my favourite McCartney albums, but it's a pretty cool one nevertheless. You know, for some reason this one's just got a big price tag on it as well. All down to the year it was released. This was released in 99. But yeah, it's worth, you know, for the collection, you gotta get it. It's a proper studio album from McCartney. Then I got Working Classical, which is one of his, of course, was he the conductor on this one? I've got a feeling he might have been on this one. A lot of the songs on here are all instrumental versions, orchestrated versions of his own albums. Like you've got Warm and Beautiful, My Love, Maybe I'm Amazed, Calico Skies, Golden Earth Girl. It's nice because there's a lot of variety on here, a lot of interesting songs. Yeah, this is cool. This one is also sealed. And again, that one's just hard to come by. And then this one here, I actually only added to my collection a few months ago. This is kind of the newest item in here, I think. Wingspan. Yeah, I really struggled to get this for some reason. It's a 4 LP set. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's a really good compilation as well. Probably my second favourite McCartney compilation after pure McCartney. But yeah, this is, again, it's just the year it was released. This is probably one of the more gettable ones, though, out of this period for McCartney. So, that one's gettable, but you're still looking at a nice price tag. This one's sort of gettable as well, but again, you've got a nice price tag on it. Driving Rain, which is double LP set. It's a good album. I think people are way too harsh on it. I'd say it's one of it's like a 6 out of 10 album. It's not great, but it's not bad either. I don't think people just love to rag on it, which I think is unnecessary. But it's got some good stuff on it. It's worth picking up. There's worse McCartney stuff out there, that's for sure. Okay, nearly there. We're nearly there. Next up is a weird, wacky album from Paul, but I love it. Twin Freaks. A lot of people pass this album up. A lot of people don't want to add it because it is a very modern sounding album with a lot of modern producing beats on it, which sounds weird going with McCartney, but I think it works really well. I love this album. I love putting it on. Don't pass it up. I know it's hard to get, but if they do reissue it, I would definitely pick it up. Because I do hear that is another one that's rumoured to be getting a reissue this year on the colour vinyl. And then I've got 2 more items to show. An original Chaos Creation in the Backyard. Yeah, this is kind of useless now because you've got the reissue. You know, anyone today's just going to buy the reissue. Fantastic. Buy it. This is, again, in my top 3 McCartney albums. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I did get this about 6-7 years ago now. So way before these reissues, these colour reissues were even a thought. But it's a fantastic album. I'm so happy to have an original. I'm very grateful to have one. And then last one up is Memory Almost Full. Yeah, I'm surprised. This is 2007, so I'm surprised this album goes for what it does, because there are still some albums from 2007 which are gettable and regularly available on Amazon. But for some reason, they just dropped this album on the vinyl sales, and it's just become a rare item, which is a shame, because again, this will probably be in my top 10, might even be pushing top 5. McCartney albums, I think it's really solid. I love it, and it's a shame that more people can't own it. But hopefully there'll be a colour reissue on that one as well soon. But wow, look at that. That's a lengthy video. So to anyone who's actually sat down and stuck with it, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. It was a big one. But nevertheless, if you've enjoyed it, let me know, and maybe I'll do this for all the artists in my collection. I'll just pull out all the rare items and we just go over them, because that was quite fun. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye bye.